and welcome back to my workshop. Quite a lot's been happening over this last week, and I'm certainly grateful for the feedback that you've given to me in the comments. Certainly grateful to Dave at Grumpy's Workshop, and I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description below. You remember in our last session in the workshop I was having quite a lot of trouble with the planer clogging up and the vacuum system not being up to it. Dave has made the suggestion that I upgrade the vacuum system, and at the moment I'm looking at that. But just at the moment, we left last time and I was milling the side of the face of the oak. This afternoon I'm going to be doing the edge, and then I can start putting it through the thicknesser and bring everything to the correct dimensions. Also want to say thank you for Tim. The suggestion he made is, after I've put everything through on the edge, then start cutting, or sawing I should say, the components to a rough size. That way it's going to be easier to see what piece I get out of what piece of timber. I'm certainly grateful for your input in all of this, and right, let's crack on with the edging. Thinking about Tim's comment last week, we had a good chat for about 10 minutes over this subject. He suggested that I make the cut more than the 0.5 millimeter that I was doing last week. That way I'm going to be minimising the wear on the cutter. So I've set the blade depth to about 2.5 millimeters. It's not going to be taking that much off because of the actual thickness of the boards. But thinking about evening out the wear of the table as well, I've moved the fence slightly. Normally it's been toward this right hand edge, but I've moved it more in the middle to just, as I say, even out the wear on the table. So everything's square. I've checked that the fence is nice and square to the table. So ears, let's make the first cut. And I've just realised what I'm doing. I spent the first part of last week checking which way the boards were going, wasn't I? And I've just realised that there's a hump in the middle there, so I need to be taking it on that side. Okay, well, let's just double check. Yeah, that's hollow there. I need to go through all of these, don't I? Where's the chalk? Okay, so I've now marked all of the edges that I want to machine first, so let's crack on. problem I have, I'm going to have to take this tubing off because I just cannot get enough length at the moment. In fact, what I'll do is move the bandsaw altogether. I do love convenient workshops. Oh well. So I've got plenty of space now here. There's enough for the outfeed to handle the two longest pieces, so let's crack on. Whew, that was hot work, but one face and one edge done on all the pieces now. So next thing I've got to do, just work out what I'm going to be putting where and then cutting those roughly to size. So the rough cutting list, I've got quite a few pieces that are multiples, but obviously when it comes to length I need to work out what's going where. So let's have a look. The uprights, that's those. So let me have a look at those first. Now these are all going to be 740. What's the width like? So that's 2 by just under 2, 50 by 45. So I'm planning to have them all at 30mm. So thickness wise, that's fine. 740. So they're going to have mortise and tenons top and bottom, and I want to leave about 10mm either end, so 740, make that the cut roughly 760. That's that one. The uprights on the cupboards roughly measured. Okay, so tick. Now the cupboards are going to have long rails across the top. One cupboard is going to need 3 at 980 and the second cupboard 3 at 790. So what sort of length do I have? And all of these are going to be 50 by 25s. Now, just out of curiosity, without that side being finished, that is already at 25, so I'm probably going to have to readjust exactly how thick these boards are. Some of them are fine. That one is 27, but taking that side out. So okay, if that one's 28. All of them, even now, are, or the vast majority are at 25. Okay, so if I opt for 50 by 20, that will still give me enough to work with for the tenon, because I can make the tenon 8mm, or sorry, 6mm. That will still be strong enough. Right, so what sort of length do I have? Two of those full. those. I've still got some I can use on this. Right, so those are all of the 50 by 25s that I'd originally planned. So the next thing are the side panels. So would I be able to? I want 15mm thick. So I'm not going to get two pieces out of that, am I? How about this? No. Not after I've... So I'm only going to get one piece out of each of those thickness wise. Okay. Now the panels are going to be the most problematic. So what am I going to do here? I think what I will do is cut what I've just measured roughly to length, and then I can see what I've got left, because I actually can actually get the thickness of that. Yeah. If I'm going to cut those on the bandsaw down the middle, I am only going to get one piece out of that. But this piece, that's the usable length for that one is there, because that is just rotten. So what have I got here? 700. Right. I think I've decided what I'm going to be doing for the side, the panels, the side panels for the cupboards and the door panels. I have actually, looking into my store, I do have some pieces that are 170 wide. I have actually got one piece that is 230 wide. Now that's going to be very useful. It means I'll have to do some more milling, but that would reduce the number of panels that I'm using, number of lengths that I'm using for the thickness and the length. Yes, so at some point I will get those out and run those through the planer thicknesser as well. Right, so that's all of the cupboards and doors at 250, 50 by 25s nominally that I'm going to be using, measured roughly. So next time I will use the crosscut saw to just cut all of the lengths. Then I can run everything through the table saw to get the widths roughly, and then I can run everything through the thicknesser. Right, we have a plan, and I know what I'm going to be doing in theory. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey. This is certainly going to be the biggest project I've handled so far in the redesigned workshop, but it's certainly giving me some thought, and I'm very grateful for the feedback that you're giving me so that I can know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So as I said, thanks for coming along with me, and I'll see you next time.